Hey there guys, in this video just going to be kind of doing what I was doing last night with the video, just exploiting or manipulating some of the nodes in Act 7.3 right now. So this one, the main issue here is it's a paradox node, and it's if you don't have enough paradox, you have minus 100% ability, or 70% or 100%, you lose a lot of your ability accuracy. So if you just use Archangel, you just ignore ability accuracy reduction. And Namor is not even reflecting the damage because of my ability accuracy reduction upon him. And I'm just tearing through it. It's like special attacks or something, I think. I always forget to turn on Do Not Disturb. I'm really bad at that still. Gotta get better about that. I was doing something while recording this, that's probably why I forgot. So, yeah, this fight, I did this path. I didn't use Archangel for this path when I was doing the exploration, but I used him for this same node in a different quest for a harder fight, and I was like, oh, this worked really well, but I didn't feel like going to that fight for this video. I'll get that fight for a different video, for probably just for Archangel. But yeah, like, this node, there was like something about it, I'm trying to remember what it was. I think it was just one of the fights was like pretty annoying to like build the paradox on and stuff. It was even this fight. I think I like had a champion I tried to use and it just didn't work because of how the interactions with Namor's reflection work. And then I was just thinking about it. I was like, wait a second, Archangel. And so yeah, it's just literally becomes a standard Archangel fight if you just remember the one line of text in Archangel's abilities that he's immune to I think it's just passive ability accuracy reduction. I don't know, the game's been a bit off on some like the blocks index. I don't know if I just missed that one or if it was the game. I'll say I missed it because you should always just assume it's yourself. Get better. Right, just get better. Easy. Fight would have been over if I didn't take all that damage because deep wounds would have kicked in and then killed him with my bleeds. But it was a pretty easy fight, even with that big slip up. Just, yeah, Archangel just doing Archangel things. So this is in 7.3. Again, I think it's 7.3.4. It's the Doctor Strange quest with like all those doctors at the end of it. And so it's the power snack and power, I don't remember what it is, but they gain a power gain buff whenever you pass your first bar of power. And I believe in 7.3, right as it came out, Spider-Man wasn't out yet, or wasn't like available for many people yet. And so some people were like really struggling on this lane, but I was lucky enough to have delayed doing 7.3, so I had Spider-Man for this lane, and I used him for some of the fights, and it has this node where after a special attack they gain a debuff that makes it so they gain no power from being struck, and it just consumes one of your debuffs. So what I figured out to do here is do this. You get that on, and if you keep your 5 exhaustions and stuff, you're reversing the power gain buff that you get when you cross a bar of power. You get your physical vulnerability buffs up, and you're just dropping 13k heavies just permanently. It's really funny, honestly. This hood fight is like super basic, right? It's a hood. Like, honestly, those special 2s are rinsing because you also have a node that increases your special attack damage. So special 2s for Spider-Man 2099 are like actually hitting hard. You know, everyone's complaint is that he has pretty low damage, but in this situation, you don't really notice it because you're just spamming heavies against a wall. I also brought a Falcon attack synergy just to, like, make it go a little bit quicker. This Super Scroll was causing a lot of issues right when it came out. Like, the best answer for most people was using something like Archangel and just trying to shut the fight down and out-damage it, basically. But with Spider-Man, you build up your exhaustions. By the time you get your 1 bar of power, you have 4 of your exhaustion debuffs on him fairly easily. And having the 4 exhaustions, I can't remember if they're 15 or 25%, but you have a fairly high amount, I think it's 15%. You have a fairly high amount of ability power gain reduction with that. Here, I was just trying to look for a good way to get off the falter that I got, and I just completely, my brain was not working while playing Mcoc today, is all I'll say. I did that in War as well, in a different fight, just no brain. But yeah, this fight was like causing a ton of issues for different people, but Spider-Man just absolutely cheeses it. You're just spamming heavies against the wall. You can literally just spam heavies until the falter comes back up, but I chose to like throw some SP1s to get more debuffs to up his damage, because right, it's a physical vulnerability debuff, and more debuffs for that, and then I just forgot about the falter again. and I think there was just like a couple mistakes I made in this fight, but look at the special 2s, they're doing a ton of damage. It's, once you get to here, it's like super easy, so I just kind of like cut the fight here because it's just another 50% of this, and he has like a lot of armor, so it takes a little bit because Spider-Man doesn't crit too much. So this next one is at the end, it's 7.3.6. It's the lane that you kind of want to use power stings for. So technically any damage over time champion actually works as long as they're willing to throw their specials. You could use Nick Fury or Archangel or something like that if you really wanted to. And when they throw the special, it counts kind of like power sting does. It's ticking during it. So the power sting is obviously what everyone immediately thinks of, but you can use any damage over time champion here. But I'm just using Torch with Nova Flames just because Nova Flames count as both of a damage over time and a power sting. So you're going to see some just absolutely insane numbers. The final special attack that I'm going to do, I think, or the final special attack he does for the damage for me, it triggers like 150,000 damage or something. Like yeah, 65,000 damage during the spacing of that one singular special. This was honestly a really fun node because you have to balance the unblockable buff and gaining the power stings. Because yeah, wait, look at this. I have 9. This 155,000 tick because of Nova Flames plus Smolder's damage, plus the power sting debuff, plus the power stings from Nova Flames. So just absolutely nuked him. That would have been just under half of his health if he was full health when that happened. So massive overkill. And then clearly the most fun champion for this entire path is Spider-Ham, the king of power stings, like instantly into the fight, 44,000 damage. And the other thing that makes it really good for this fight is per Spider-Ham charge, I'm just going to call them Spider-Ham charges, I think they're called per nonsense that you have, you lower the opponent's special attack damage by a certain percent, and when you're at 10 charges, even at 7.3, I literally tanked multiple special 3s in a single fight, I think, doing this lane when I was clearing it for the first time. And yeah, you just base tank it, basically. Like, it's super hard to actually die if you have the 10 nonsense. Like, it would take such a massive special attack. But yeah, the power stings are just absolutely silly for this. I think this is going to be the biggest chunk one. So, right, that was 23, 25, 127. So I think from what I said, that was like 140. This is in the first quest of 7.3. It's the one with persistent pressure, which is they get an unstoppable and go stun immune unless you have prowess. I mistimed that special. I was trying to get it to the unstoppable would trigger during the special attack because per prowess you have active, it doesn't matter if it's active or a buff or passive, I believe, you gain, or not you gain, it shortens the duration of their unstoppable. And then there's another node that gives any mutant champion a prowess every time you have a debuff. So I was just like, what are some mutant champions that have some fun debuff counts? And the first guy that came to mind, well, okay, I didn't use Sunspot for my clearing it, so clearly not the first one that came to mind. The first one that came to mind was Cable, actually, which I do use him here. But for showing off some just cheesy fun was Sunspot, because look at how many debuffs and how many prowess I'm stacking up. So I just want to get back some of my incinerates. And for the final hit, I have 37. So, you know, casual, like, what was that, 250,000 special or something? Just absolutely rinsing hit them with Sunspot on this one. Because, yeah, you're just spamming so many debuffs that you get back all the prowess. Again, for this video, I just wanted it to be some, like, cheesy fun type of fights. It's nothing, like, too crazy, right? So for this one, this is what I used for a lot of this lane. I used a lot of Cable and Apocalypse just because they're rank 3s, so they just have extra health. It's what you're supposed to use in Act 7, you know. I was attempting to do something for editing while recording this clip, and you can see it in the play. I'll just say I was trying to showcase the regen on a rank 3 Cable. That's, you know, just about 900 a second. That's pretty good regen, right? Yeah, I'll just say it was for the showing off the regen. But yeah, with Cable, his specials were, before he got the Apocalypse synergy, were kind of the only thing that people liked about his damage, but it still wasn't, like, good enough. It was, like, his best part of damage, but it was bad still. But with this, which every damage over time debuff you get, and you get 2 per heavy, And if the AI is willing to play for it, you can actually spam them in the corner, and you can get like 20 pretty easily. But this Hulk didn't quite want to do it. I couldn't quite get the chain here. I got the second tip, but not quite the full thing. But look at that, 30, 30, and 60. So it's 120,000 on a cable. Who knew cable could be good? Yeah, like this lane for cable and Apocalypse, especially cable, is just absolutely insane. The Sunspot was a lot of fun just because I like playing the Sunspot, but this cable, this path was just absolutely destroyed by cable. Like, obliterated. You gain so many prowess back as long as you literally don't just eat everything from Hulk. Oh, shoot. Yeah, one eternity later, Kabam decides to always give you, connection issues. You can't play this game without them, I swear. I forgot to edit that part out, my bad. But yeah, like, this game's connection issues recently have been so bad. There's been like some parry and dex things happening for me. I don't know about for other people, but I've heard from some people, plus the connections. Oof. But yeah, this Apocalypse one, it's kind of similar to the Cable one, of you just spam heavy attacks for his bleeds to get the prowess, plus you start with your own 4, so once you're up at 9, the Unstoppable barely lasts. It does last there, but hardly at all. And I just want to get up to my Special 2, and you'll see what the Special 2's damage is. Unlike some of those other specials for this lane, I don't quite feel like tracking it because the damage is just that high. I just don't want to have to try to count that out. Because, yeah, this lane lets for some very interesting mutant fun. I assume someone like Namor would also be absolutely crazy here with how many bleeds he gets. But yeah, I just want to have some cheesy fun tonight on this video. Was a bit of a busy day, so I didn't want to have to like go too crazy on making something, but look at this. Look at that special attack by Apocalypse. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it. These were just some more of the fun lanes I found in Act 7. I'm going to try to get out maybe one more of these. There's not too many more lanes that were like that interesting to play with, if I'm being honest. But yeah, these were just some very funny, silly lanes that, like, who doesn't love seeing just numbers like that? Even with launching it into her block, it's still hitting hard. So I'll be seeing you guys around. Have a good one. Have a good week. Hope you guys enjoyed the holiday if you're in America. Bye.